Vos Altesses,
Your Highnesses,
chers leaders,
dear leaders,
chefs d'État et de gouvernement,
heads of states and governments,
chers participants, mesdames et messieurs.
dear participants, ladies and gentlemen.
Je tiens tout d'abord à adresser mes
First of all,
chaleureux
I would
remerciements
like
à
to
son
extend my
Excellence
warmest thanks
Monsieur Mohamed
to
bin
His
Zayed
Excellency
Al Nahyan,
Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan,
président des Émirats arabes unis
President
pour
of the
l'hospitalité,
United Arab Emirates,
qui a été réservé
for
à ma
the
délégation et moi-même.
hospitality extended to me and my
Les
delegation.
Émirats arabes unis, à travers
Through
Dubaï,
the United
incarnent
Arab
aujourd'hui un
Emirates
modèle de développement
today
économique
embody a model of
planétaire.
global economic
La
development.
transformation d'un désert en
The
métropole
transformation
économique
of a
mondiale
desert into a
en
global
quelques décennies
economic metropolis
prouve
in
qu'avec
just a
une
few
vision
decades
et la force du
proves
travail,
that with
on
vision
peut
and hard
transformer
work, dreams
un rêve en réalité.
can become reality.
Cela incarne une réussite
It's
exemplaire,
an exemplary
une source
success story
d'inspiration
and a source
universelle.
of universal inspiration.
Rassemblant 190 pays,
Bringing
Dubaï
together
réunit aujourd'hui
190
le monde à travers ce
countries,
sommet mondial des
Dubai
gouvernements
today brings the world
pour
together
discuter de la
through this World
transformation
Government
et
Summit
l'accélération
to
du
discuss the
développement
transformation
au
and
niveau
acceleration
global.
of global development.
Et c'est avec fierté
And I
que
am
je suis
proud
ici pour
to be
représenter
here
Madagascar,
representing
mon
my
pays.
country, Madagascar.
Ce sommet est devenu un
This
espace
summit has
incontournable
become an
pour
essential
discuter des
forum
priorités,
for
des
discussing
visions futures,
priorities and future
pour
visions
favoriser
and for
la coopération
fostering
internationale en
international
échangeant
cooperation
sur les
by
meilleures
exchanging
pratiques
best
dans le but de
practices
trouver
with the
des
aim
solutions
of finding
efficaces
effective
pour mieux
solutions
servir
to better
l'humanité.
serve humanity.
C'est la raison pour laquelle la
That's
participation
why
de Madagascar à ce
Madagascar's
sommet est
participation
primordiale,
in this summit is
car
so
cela nous donne
important
l'occasion
as it gives
de
us
partager
the
notre
opportunity
vision
to
afin
share our
d'atteindre
vision
nos
and
objectifs
achieve
communs.
our common goals.
Le monde est en pleine
The
mutation
world is
avec les
constantly
avancées
changing,
technologiques.
and
Il convient à chaque pays
every
de
country
valoriser
needs to
ses atouts pour
leverage its
harmoniser
strengths
un
to
développement
harmonize
durable.
sustainable development.
En ce qui concerne Madagascar,
As far as my
la plus
country is
grande île
concerned,
du continent
at
africain
the
avec ses
crossroads
5000
of the
km de
Indian
côte,
Ocean, with its
se positionne
5,000
comme un
kilometers of
pont
coastline, Madagascar
entre l'Afrique,
is a bridge
l'Asie,
between
le
Africa,
Moyen-Orient
Asia, the
et
Middle
toute
East,
la région indienne,
the
Océanie,
entire Indian
car il
Ocean
faut
region.
savoir que nous abritons
You should
aujourd'hui
know that
5%
we
de la
are home to
biodiversité
5%
mondiale.
of the
La
world's
richesse du pays ne
biodiversity.
demande qu'à être
The country's
exploitée
wealth
pour
is
atteindre le
waiting to be
développement tant
exploited to
attendu
achieve the
depuis des
development it
décennies.
has been longing for
Face aux
decades.
défis rencontrés
Faced with
et
these
au vu
challenges
de rattraper le retard de développement
and with
accumulé
a view
depuis 60
of
ans,
catching up on the
Madagascar s'est
development
penché
lag
sur plusieurs
accumulated
secteurs
over more than
essentiels.
60 years, Madagascar
Avec
has
80% de sa
turned its
population
attention
vivant
to several
dans les
key
zones
sectors.
rurales,
With 80%
l'agriculture
of its
fait
population
partie
living in
de nos
rural areas,
secteurs
agriculture
prioritaires.
is one of our priority
Le riz
sectors.
étant la base de l'alimentation
Rice is the staple
de la population
food
malagasy,
of the
malgré
population of
une
Madagascar,
production de près de 4
and
millions de tonnes
despite an
annuelles,
annual production of
nous sommes
4
encore
million tons,
contraints
we
d'en
are
importer.
still forced to import it.
L'objectif que nous nous sommes fixés
Our goal
est de redevenir le grenier
is
risicole
to
de
once
l'océan
again
Indien
become
dans
the
les années
rice
à venir.
granary of the Indian
Pour atteindre cet
Ocean within the
objectif,
next few years.
l'accessibilité
To
à la
achieve this
terre
goal,
est une
access
condition
to land is a
indispensable
prerequisite
pour pouvoir développer
for
une
developing
agriculture pérenne.
sustainable agriculture.
En effet, la population rencontre de nombreux
Indeed, the
problèmes
population
d'ordre
faces
foncier
numerous
et cela ne
land-related
les encourage
problems,
pas
and
à
this
intensifier
does not
leur
encourage
production.
them to intensify their
Comme vous le
production.
savez, au commencement,
As you know,
même Dieu a créé les cieux,
God created the heavens,
la terre et
the
les hommes.
earth, and
Et c'est pourquoi
mankind.
nous avons le devoir de
That
valoriser
is
cette
why
richesse.
it is our duty to
C'est
make the
l'essence
most
même de
of
notre
this
mission.
wealth. This is the
Cultiver
very
et
essence
exploiter
of our
la
mission,
terre
to
pour ainsi
cultivate
nourrir
and
les hommes.
exploit earth to
C'est la
feed
raison pour laquelle
mankind.
nous
That's
avons
why
priorisé
we
la
have
distribution
prioritized
de
the
plus de 2
distribution
millions de
of over
certificats
2
fonciers
million
qui
land
permettra à plus de
certificates, which
36%
will
des
enable
familles
more than
malagasy d'être
36%
propriétaires
of our
de leur
families
terrain.
to own their
Car la
land.
terre est sacrée
Because the land
et
is
c'est même
sacred,
notre
the
identité.
land is our identity.
Outre ces défis du foncier,
In addition to the land
nous allons
challenges,
construire des
we're
usines de
going to
production d'engrais
build
et nous allons
fertilizer
vulgariser
production
des
plants,
semences
and we're
abordables
going
pour
to
rendre
popularize
accessibles
affordable
les intrants
seeds
afin
to
d'augmenter
make
le
inputs
rendement
accessible
de la
in
production
order
à
to
l'hectare.
increase
Par ailleurs,
production
nous
per
allons aussi développer
hectare. We are also
l'agriculture
going to
ou
develop
l'agribusiness à grande
large-scale
échelle
agribusiness
en augmentant les surfaces
by
cultivables
increasing
de
the
100 000
area
hectares,
under
qui
cultivation
permettra
by
d'atteindre
100,000
l'autosuffisance
hectares, which
alimentaire.
will enable us to achieve
Je suis
food
convaincu
self-sufficiency.
que dans les prochaines années, Madagascar deviendra le grenier risicole de l'océan Indien. Le secteur de l'énergie est également un des piliers essentiels du développement. En effet, notre production énergétique actuellement est essentiellement produite par des groupes thermiques. Le coût élevé du kilowattheure rend inaccessible l'énergie et ralentit le développement car seulement 23% de la population ont accès à l'énergie. Nous allons donc accélérer la transition énergétique à Madagascar en installant dans les prochains mois 60 parcs solaires sur 119 districts à travers toute l'île. C'est un grand pas vers une énergie verte, renouvelable et propre. La majorité des populations africaines et 75% des familles malagasy n'ont pas d'accès à l'électricité domestique et s'éclairent encore avec des bougies ou de pétrole lampant. Notre défi est donc de donner un accès à l'électricité à ces familles. Pour cela, nous avons lancé un plan national de distribution massive de kits solaires à travers un programme que nous avons nommé Azavana Uwano, ou la lumière pour tous ou pour chaque foyer, que nous allons donc distribuer près de 4 millions de ménages qui vont économiser entre 2 et 4 dollars par mois pour chaque foyer. Cela constituerait près de 960 millions de dollars d'économies en 5 ans, engendrant ainsi l'amélioration du quotidien de chaque famille, entraînant alors une croissance économique pour le pays. Ce progrès inédit de fournir de l'éclairage dans chaque ménage pour illuminer le pays sur l'ensemble du pays apportera bien évidemment le développement pour le pays. Dans le domaine de la santé, selon la Banque mondiale, 400 millions de personnes dans le monde n'ont pas accès aux services de santé, surtout les plus élémentaires. Plus particulièrement en Afrique occidentale et subsaharienne, 93% de la population n'ont pas les moyens de se payer des soins médicaux ou vivent trop loin des hôpitaux ou avoir l'accès à un traitement. Pourtant, le droit à la santé est un droit universel minimum pour chacun. La problématique du manque d'infrastructures hospitalières a fait perdre la vie à de nombreuses personnes, même pour les maladies les plus bénignes. Les hôpitaux sont éloignés, les routes ne permettent pas les accès aux centres de santé. Madagascar donc a instauré des réformes structurelles considérables depuis les 5 dernières années. Savez-vous qu'un grand pays comme Madagascar, depuis notre indépendance en 1960, on ne compte seulement que 18 centres hospitaliers universitaires pour une population de 28 millions d'habitants. C'est ainsi que, depuis le début de mon mandat en 2019, nous avons construit 30 hôpitaux suivant les normes internationales en seulement 5 ans. Proches de la population, ces hôpitaux sont équipés de blocs opératoires et de nouvelles technologies de pointe tels que les scanners. Par ailleurs, 110 centres de santé de base ont été construits à travers 119 districts sur tout le territoire. Je suis convaincu que c'est une population bien portante et une bonne santé qui peut apporter sa contribution au développement de la nation. Dans le domaine de l'éducation, comme vous le savez, en Afrique comme à Madagascar, plusieurs milliers d'enfants marchent encore pendant plusieurs heures pour rejoindre les écoles ou lieux d'éducation, parfois même sous les arbres et étudient à même le sol, sans toit et sans équipement de base, telles que les tables de banc. C'est pour cela que nous avons relevé le défi de construire 4198 salles de classe pour scolariser plus de 200 000 élèves en 5 ans seulement. C'est un record à Madagascar qui se rayonnera sur le continent africain. Des manuels et des livres pédagogiques et des outils informatiques ont été distribués dans toutes ces écoles. Des cantines scolaires ont été également mises en place. place. Nous avons construit des universités et dans les 5 années à venir, nous allons nous focaliser sur la mise en place d'un programme de formation professionnelle adapté aux jeunes et aux besoins du marché du travail. Comme dans le continent africain, 75% de la population malgache est jeune. C'est une force et un avantage que nous devons exploiter au maximum. C'est dans cet esprit que la politique générale de l'État malgache s'adresse aux jeunes à travers la formation. Notre objectif est donc que chaque citoyen doive être utile et acteur du développement et non un fardeau pour sa famille et qu'il ne devienne pas une charge pour sa communauté et pour le pays. Nous allons donc investir massivement dans la formation professionnelle pour augmenter la compétence de nos jeunes et réduire le taux de chômage. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, au terme de mon allocution, dans ce même registre, c'est avec satisfaction que nous venons concrétiser des projets de coopération avec les Émirats arabes unis dans le domaine de la digitalisation à travers le Digital School et Coders Initiative qui formeront plus d'1 million de jeunes sur les nouvelles technologies. Étant donné que les jeunes malgaches sont talentueux et maîtrisent ces outils, ces programmes favoriseront les accès au marché du travail et permettra l'absorption, le chômage et le taux de chômage. Les Émirats arabes unis, avec les Émirats arabes unis, nous avons la confiance d'avoir un partenaire avec un savoir-faire de qualité et des expériences pour accompagner Madagascar vers le développement rapide et durable. L'avenir se résume en la préparation de nos générations futures à affronter les défis avec des armes technologiques innovantes qui forgeront le monde de demain. L'espoir de toute une génération repose entre nos mains, nous, les leaders d'aujourd'hui. Notre devoir est de les accompagner pour un avenir meilleur. Vive la coopération entre les gouvernements mondiaux, que les leaders que nous sommes soient porteurs de la transformation d'aujourd'hui et du développement de demain. Que Dieu bénisse nos nations. Je vous remercie de votre aimable attention.
It's an honor to be here at the World Government Summit 2024 in the Emirate of Dubai. I extend my gratitude to the government of UAE for the warm welcome and exceptional hospitality extended to my delegation and me. While I extend my good wishes for a successful summit, may I also commend the UAE leadership and government for continuing to lead the way in promoting inclusive, strong leadership, governance, and partnership. Dubai stands as a global testimonial for impressive progress over a few short decades, highlighting some of the best governance practices and most innovative citizenry services. This summit, hosted by the visionary leadership of the UAE, serves as a unique platform for global leaders to discuss and shape the future of governments. Excellencies, I stand before you today to celebrate the remarkable journey of innovation and development in the Maldives. Nestled in the heart of the Indian Ocean, the Maldives has not only been a haven of natural beauty, but also has embraced a visionary approach to progress. My vision for the Maldives is to capitalize on this resilience and the vast opportunities our strategic geographic position opens up. It is to reimagine a Maldives that is forward-looking and inclusive, innovative, and embracing sustainable development. I want every Maldivian, especially our women and youth, to realize their dreams and be assured that their government will continue to support them to help them unleash their power of creativity, entrepreneurship, and innovation. My administration is committed to implementing a bold development agenda aimed at transforming the Maldivian economy. Towards this end, creation of strategic infrastructure assets necessary for immediate as well as long-term development and economic diversification is critical. Excellencies, with the introduction of tourism to our shores in the 1970s, the Maldives has experienced a very fast pace of economic development, quickly moving from a least developed country to an upper middle income country. The outlook for 2024 looks promising, with tourism arrival having shown a growth of 11% in the first month compared to the same period last year. The country is set to achieve 2 million tourist arrivals this year. The tourism sector of the Maldives has witnessed revolutionary advancement, preserving natural wonders while redefining luxury through innovative, eco-conscious resorts, beaches, and underwater rooms and restaurants. All this is done with sustainable tourism practices, setting the Maldives as an example for responsible and forward-thinking travel. In our efforts to expand our tourism sector, we plan to introduce ecotourism, sports tourism, education tourism, and wellness tourism under the visitor economy concept. Important projects that will be pursued in this respect include the redevelopment of the central maritime port of the country, inclusive of a free zone, further expansion of the main international airport, as well as integrated maritime development in the northmost atoll of the country, which also sits along the 8-degree global maritime shipping route. Even though Maldives may be considered a small country compared to the rest of the countries, the Maldives is huge in terms of the strategic geographic position it holds and its unrivaled natural beauty and the vast ocean resources. Our fishery sector is renowned to the world as practicing the most sustainable harvesting methods. The government is investing into expanding the cold storage and processing capacity by more than double its present amount. This will enhance value addition and maximize the benefits to our fishermen and the industry. Excellencies, innovation is pivotal to the development agenda of my administration. Complementing strategic infrastructure development and further strengthening of our key industries, we are committed to establishing urban centers across different regions of the Maldives, aiming to reduce the island's population's dependency on the capital Male, while promoting self-sufficiency. These centers will be smart and secure, making them more resilient to the impacts of climate change and fostering sustainability. In today's landscape, artificial intelligence plays a crucial role in bolstering efficiency. My vision for Maldives involves the seamless integration of technology and artificial intelligence to drive productivity and cultivate investment-friendly environments conducive to business growth. Furthermore, the Maldives has embraced innovative governance facilitated by technology to elevate public services and transparency. This approach not only promotes citizen engagement in the democratic process, but also fosters a culture of accountability within our society. Among my presidential manifesto pledges are the promotion of paperless e-government platforms, with a focus on one-stop-shop solutions for counter services, extensive use of artificial intelligence in various services, including road traffic flow, community services, and citizenry registration documentations. Keeping the country abreast with technological advances in e-commerce, automation, blockchain, and AI-powered solutions will continue to be a priority throughout the next 5 years. Excellencies, the dream of adequate and affordable housing remains elusive for many Maldivians. I am committed to realizing this dream. I am pleased to announce here that the reclamation of the first Maldives eco-city, Ras Male, began in December last year. Ras Male will transform the Maldives metropolis. The brand new model city will revolutionize the country's urban landscape, addressing housing challenges in the Greater Male region by providing 65,000 housing units. This landmark project aims to redefine urban life, fostering innovation, sustainability, and inclusivity, while offering unparalleled living standards and a conducive environment for business growth. Most importantly, The Ras Malé project will be a development based on zero-carbon safe island concept, aligning the project with international standards. More than 1,100 hectares of land is being reclaimed, making it the largest and most extensive land reclamation initiative undertaken in our history. Land will be elevated to 3 meters above sea level, making it resilient to climate change impacts. Designed for inclusive accessibility, Ras Malé will set new benchmarks for urban sustainability, prioritizing community health, environmental protection, and work-life balance. Excellencies, in the present era, we shouldn't talk about development without considering the climate crisis and the plans to mitigate it. As a small and low-lying island nation, our vulnerabilities are inherent. Heavy rainfall and flooding cause damage to critical infrastructure, our agricultural lands and livelihoods. This directly affects food security and access to resources. The rise of sea surface temperature and El Niño events cause coral bleaching. Our coral reefs have protected our shorelines for centuries. They lay the foundation of our livelihood. Any impact on the reef directly affects fisheries, marine biodiversity, and tourism, which are vital for our economy. My government is resolutely committed to addressing the climate crisis. We are doing everything in our power and with all available resources to contribute to climate action. As such, in response to UAE's call as the presidency of COP28 to increase mitigation ambition, I announced our intention to increase the renewable energy share that meets 33% of the country's electricity demand within the next 5 years. Furthermore, building resilience of our islands is the utmost priority for my government. We have 91 protected areas and 3 UNESCO biosphere reserves. We plan to have 3 more biosphere reserves and at least 1 nature park in each atoll. We have embarked on an ambitious greening project to plant 5 million trees in the Maldives, bolstering resilience in our island communities and achieving our biodiversity targets. Alternative technologies for agricultural farming, such as vertical farming, are being explored to enhance food security. We are drawing our long-term 20-year development plan and will have climate resiliency at the very core of this ambitious vision. Excellencies, as we reflect on the innovation experience of the Maldives, let us acknowledge the resilience and determination that fueled our progress. As Maldives continues its journey of growth and progress, we look to exemplary nations such as our host UAE for guidance and participation. Our relationship with all countries is founded on mutual respect and mutual gain, focusing on economic and political resilience and addressing the needs of our people. As governments, our commitment is first and foremost to our people. Our priority is to do what is best for them by listening to them, uplifting them, and supporting their targets for the development of their communities. My government is here to serve my people, and in order to do that, I plan to work with all of you as partners. The Maldives is eager to learn from your knowledge and share our experiences. No progress is complete if it leaves friends behind. Development must uplift neighbors and friends that respect you. So let us today forge a partnership that transcends hardship and differences, a partnership that recognizes individual priorities and celebrates each other's successes.
I bring to you peace and salutations from the government and people of the Republic of Mauritius. At the very outset, I wish to express my profound appreciation to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, UAE President and ruler of Abu Dhabi, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of UAE and ruler of Dubai, and the entire government of the United Arab Emirates for the gracious invitation to this esteemed World Government Summit 2024. Like all of you, I am delighted to be present in this vibrant city of Dubai, which has, under the wise guidance of its rulers, been transformed into a port city of confluence in terms of business, finance, technology, and more importantly, into a hub of innovative ideas and initiatives. We should commend UAE for its proactiveness in establishing this meaningful platform for discourse and exchange at a crucial juncture when the international community is called upon to work collectively in addressing a myriad of global interlocking challenges, including conflict in many parts of the world, with its immense human sufferings and destruction, and alarming disruptive effects globally. Climate change, which is an emergency and an existential threat for many of us, biodiversity loss, energy crisis, food security, amongst others. I am therefore honored to join in the dialogue and benefit from the sharing of knowledge, which altogether is capable of generating new ideas and initiatives. One among the major challenges faced by many developing countries is rapid urbanization caused mainly by internal migration. Currently, 58% of the world population lives in urban areas. This percentage is expected to rise to about 70% by 2050. For small islands like Mauritius, urban development represents a significant challenge of balancing economic growth, social equity, and environmental sustainability. Growing population in a small, limited space represents a daunting task in providing basic infrastructure and essential services such as decent housing, water, and energy. This puts additional pressure on already fragile ecosystems and agricultural areas, which are further exacerbated by adverse impact of climate change. The result is that many developing countries end up making little progress towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. This inevitable phenomenon requires a paradigm shift in our urban development strategies. And the demand for innovative solutions become even more pressing. I wish to share with you that a few weeks back, Mauritius was impacted by a cyclone which brought torrential rain and heavy flooding, causing significant damages to our public and private infrastructure and properties. Neighboring island, Île de la Réunion, was also affected with casualties and severe damage, while two other neighboring islands, last year, Seychelles and Madagascar, faced the dire consequences of powerful tropical cyclones and flash floods. Mauritius had to earmark an amount of over 1 billion in terms of repairs, assistance, and support. However, ladies and gentlemen, present financing model designed to reduce vulnerability while increasing resilience fails to accommodate SIDS' unique needs, realities, and vulnerabilities. Extreme weather conditions are putting immense pressure on public spending, but access to climate finance remains a big challenge. With a view to ensuring inclusivity and sustainable growth, there is need for climate justice in this time of climate emergency. Instead of GDP, it is our earnest wish that climate vulnerability becomes a criterion for concessional finance through non-climate financing mechanisms. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, with a view to achieving the Sustainable Development Goal on enhancing inclusive and sustainable urbanization, Mauritius has put several schemes in place to encourage private investment in the development of smart cities, revolving around the work, live, and play concept. A national regeneration program has been introduced, which provides for restoration, consolidation, and improvement of the built fabrics of towns and large villages. Smart cities would be climate neutral and generate their own energy and water resources. Additionally, the government of Mauritius has invested in a modern and innovative form of public transport, introduced electric buses, and came up with tax rebate initiatives on electric and hybrid vehicles. Our Building Act has been amended to make provisions for green building design and construction. The focus is to promote Mauritius as an intelligent, innovative, and sustainable island, offering integrated sustainable solutions, ensuring minimum wastage and maximum comfort for the long-term benefit of all citizens and future generations, irrespective of social and economic class. In the endeavor to making our country a sustainable island, we also welcome cross-border cooperation, most particularly in terms of urban planning, digital governance models, development of green smart cities, sustainable infrastructure, circular economy, energy management, and transportation systems. We would particularly welcome sharing of expertise, research, and experience on sustainable measures such as assessing the value of natural ecosystems as green infrastructure for enhancing climate resilience, including biodiversity conservation, coastal protection, and flood regulation, as well as waste sorting and reducing electricity and water consumption. Furthermore, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, for Mauritius, tourism is not just an industry. It is the lifeblood of our economy and the heartbeat of our communities. It is crucial to develop expertise in assessing the cost effectiveness and viability of nature-based solutions, as well as appropriate land use and climate policies to achieve climate mitigation and adaptation goals geared towards sustainable tourism. Tourism represents 8% of our GDP, absorbing 13% of the total workforce. It also contributes far beyond the direct transactions made by tourists. The pandemic has reaffirmed the importance of the industry as one of the key drivers of economic prosperity and employment generation. Thus, for us, preserving our natural assets is not a choice, but an imperative for survival. And thus, building a more resilient and relevant tourism based on preserving our natural assets is not a choice, but an imperative. We envision heading towards a sustainable tourism industry, promoting eco-friendly accommodations, implementing renewable energy solutions, conserving water resources, while attracting responsible tourists who are fully engaged and reaches every level of society, wishing to learn from different cultures and to return home enriched. Furthermore, SIDS have yet to harness the full potential of emerging technologies to foster the sustainability of this industry. Digitalization is key to maintaining competitiveness and meets expectations of the new and dynamic consumer. Mauritius envisions a holistic approach to enhance a tourism industry, bolster healthcare, modernize agriculture, and create a more efficient public sector by leveraging AI. To promote inclusive access to such digital innovations and avoid widened digital divide, we would welcome international cooperation and partnership and capacity building programs. We just look forward to enhancing cooperation with the UAE and other developed countries on innovative technological products such as AI and robotics, and new digital networks like digital public infrastructure, among others, which can unlock new solutions and improve end-user experiences. In sub-Saharan Africa, we have also a number of limitations, such as difficulty of access to digital payment infrastructures, lack of operating systems for digital public infrastructure, and lack of harmonization in digital identity standards across jurisdictions. This makes it difficult to operate a single digital identity system in the region. We believe that this summit could consider the challenges and help us to come up with customized policy measures and implementation recommendations. As a concluding note, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is clear that the path forward lies in sustainable practices, innovation, and collaboration. We are here today to focus not only on the challenges that we face, but also on the perspective on how we can also be part of the solutions. It is not just about economic growth, it is about shaping the future of our cities, heading towards more sustainable tourism, preserving our cultural heritage, safeguarding our natural resources for generations to come, while embracing the full benefits of technology and innovation. No country, big or small, has the ability to build a better future on its own. We need to reflect on how governments and the international community should reorganize and reimagine ourselves. To this effect, the solution would be a more collaborative approach to develop strategies and actions for the betterment and prosperity of our people. It is up to each and every one of us, leaders, policymakers, community members alike, to work together towards a shared vision for a more sustainable, inclusive, and resilient future. We should therefore partner, strengthen the means of implementation, and revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development in line with Goal 17 of the SDGs. It is only through strong partnerships and cooperation at all levels that we can achieve our objectives. With this expectation, I thank you for your kind attention and wish all success to the World Government Summit 2024.
As the leader of the smallest country in Africa, both in terms of landmass, but also in terms of population. But at the same time, even though we are small, Seychelles on the African continent has proved that as far as governance is concerned, we are indeed a very serious nation. Together with some of our sister islands like Mauritius and Cabo Verde, we lead in many instances, be it on the Mo Ibrahim Index, be it in terms of the strength of our passport, or when we look at perceptions of corruption. We are way up there. And therefore, we take governance very seriously. And of course, such a summit gives us the opportunity for us to speak about moving forward, gives us the great opportunity to talk about development and how we should all take our countries seriously, and whilst we do so, fight disease, ensure that peace and prosperity reign, and that our peoples, our various peoples, can indeed stand proud and be part of the new world order. For me, today it is a pleasure to address you on behalf of the Seychelles, a nation renowned for its commitment to conservation and sustainability. Today, I am pleased to share with you Seychelles' remarkable initiatives aimed at ensuring sustainable tourism practices while carefully balancing preservation and economic prosperity. Seychelles, as we all know, has long been a global leader in conservation, implementing various initiatives to promote sustainable tourism and safeguard the nation's ecological balance and economic well-being. Central to Seychelles' approach is its commitment to the blue economy, which includes designating a significant portion of the country's marine territory as protected areas, including marine parks and reserves. These efforts are crucial in preserving biodiversity and safeguarding marine ecosystems for future generations. Maybe too often we think of today, but Seychelles is concerned about tomorrow and what legacy we will leave for future generations. Furthermore, Seychelles has established the Seychelles Sustainable Tourism Label, a certification program that recognizes tourism accommodations, operators, and services adhering to sustainable practices such as efficient waste management, energy conservation, community engagement, and of course, environmental protection. In its endeavor to reduce reliance on fossil fuels and mitigate environmental impacts, Seychelles has invested in renewable energy sources like solar and wind power. These initiatives not only contribute to reducing carbon emissions, but also promote a more sustainable approach to tourism activities. I have on this podium mentioned before that Seychelles is now protecting seagrass and also our mangrove forests at 100%. And this means that not only do we clean up what we emit, but that we also clean up what the world emits. Seychelles also emphasizes community involvement and empowerment in tourism development, encouraging local participation in decision-making processes and implementing community-based tourism projects to ensure that communities benefit from tourism revenue. It should not be just about the big boys in the game, but it should be about the whole population benefiting. Moreover, Seychelles has made significant strides in protecting its unique biodiversity through habitat restoration, invasive species control, and species protection programs. Through such conservation efforts, Seychelles has achieved an enviable record of protecting 30% of its marine territory and 50% of its landmass. The nation has also implemented environmentally conscious policies such as banning single-use plastics, plastic straws, and even balloons. We are promoting glass recycling and conducting regular beach cleaning exercises to ensure that the country remains pure. Collaboration is fundamental to Seychelles' sustainability efforts, with various organizations, both local and international, joining in initiatives such as tree planting campaigns. Additionally, the government has imposed moratoriums on large hotel developments and temporary restrictions on room numbers on certain islands to ensure that future developments align with sustainability goals. Seychelles also prioritizes cultural tourism through initiatives like the Creole Rendezvous Brand, offering visitors immersive experiences to appreciate local culture. Preserving and promoting Seychelles' culture and heritage are integral to future development plans, incorporating vernacular architectural styles, supporting local arts and crafts, and integrating cultural activities into urban planning are key components of sustainable development. After all, we should not lose our culture. If we do so, we will lose our identity as a people. Furthermore, we put emphasis on environmental education and awareness among tourists and locals. And these are key priorities for us because it helps foster a culture of sustainability and responsibility amongst tourists. In pursuit of sustainable development, Seychelles is investing in green projects across the islands, including eco-friendly buildings, renewable energy systems, waste management facilities, and smart technology solutions for infrastructure management and resource efficiency. Seychelles also explores regenerative agricultural practices to achieve vibrant, resilient communities while preserving natural beauty and cultural heritage, promoting food security, sustainable land use, and economic prosperity. But of course, international cooperation and partnerships are essential for Seychelles to realize its vision for sustainable island development, particularly in managing marine resources and developing sustainable blue economy sectors like fisheries, aquaculture, and marine tourism. Collaboration with international partners provides access to funding, expertise, and technology transfer, crucial, of course, for maximizing the economic potential of ocean resources while ensuring their long-term sustainability. I take this opportunity, speaking of international cooperation and partnership, to once again advocate for the adoption of a multidimensional vulnerability index, the MVI, which calls for the comprehensive assessment of vulnerabilities to be taken into consideration, and not only the traditional economic metrics for a country to access concessional financing for its development needs. Seychelles' unique geographical challenges, such as susceptibility to climate change and small island status, like all the other islands of the Indian Ocean, leaders who have spoken before me, underscore the importance of a nuanced approach considering various dimensions of vulnerability, including environmental, social, and economic factors. We are not begging as small island developing states. We are not asking for grants. What we are asking for is the opportunity to access concessional finance. In the absence of the MVI, states like Seychelles and Mauritius will continue to be excluded from much-needed finance for their commitment to sustainable development and resilience-building efforts. Finally, Seychelles recognizes the importance of accurately measuring the economic impact of tourism. Collaboration with the United Nations World Tourism Organization on the Tourism Satellite Account project has been instrumental in understanding the industry's contribution to GDP, employment, and foreign exchange earnings. Through such collaboration, Seychelles aims to align tourism strategies with sustainable development goals and accurately assess the economic benefits of tourism. In conclusion, Seychelles remains steadfast in its commitment to ensuring sustainable tourism practices that balance the preservation of natural resources with the economic benefits of tourism. Through international cooperation, community involvement, and innovative initiatives, Seychelles aims to advance its island development objectives, build resilience against environmental challenges, and foster inclusive and equitable economic growth. I thank you.